All glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Elohim. All glory to the Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, and to the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. Greetings to all Israel and to the Israelite foreigners. We're gonna finish off the night with 3 more chapters of Ezekiel because we're gonna get the book done, and we'll do chapter 25, 26, and 27, and let's get edified. Proclamation against Ammon. The word of the Most High came to me, saying, Son of man, set your face against the Ammonites and prophesy against them. Say to the Ammonites, hear the word of Yahweh Elohim. Thus says Yahweh the Most High, because you said, Aha, against my sanctuary when it was profound, and against the land of Yasharallah when it was desolate, and against the house of Judah when they went into captivity. Indeed, therefore, I will deliver you as a possession to the men of the east, and they shall set their encampments among you and make their dwellings among you. They shall eat your fruit, and they shall drink your milk. And I will make Rabbah a stable for camels, and Ammon a resting place for flocks, that you shall know that I am Yahweh Elohim. For thus says the Most High, because you clapped your hands and stamped your feet, and rejoiced in your heart all the distance for the land of Yasharallah. Indeed, therefore, I will stretch out of my hands against you and give you as a plunder to the nation. I will cut you off from the peoples, and I will cause you to perish from the countries, and I will destroy you, and you shall know that I am the Most High. All right, I'm gonna tell you something, man. As far as like Ammon, Japanese, their ancient kings, their first generations were Edomite, Caucasian white people, and that's why these fuckers were so quick to jump on the side of Hitler, for the Aryans, because they did descend, from the first Ammonites were Ammonites were pretty much Edomites, Why do you think that's so tight? Asians and Caucasians. It's not a coincidence, man. Don't ever believe what fucking Issa says, because he's a lying piece of shit, and he twists the truth with he throws you a little bit of truth with a lot of lies, just like his movies, based on a true story. So it might be based on some truth, but 90% is fiction. That's why the light-skinned Asians, just like in India and just like in we'll get to Moab later. All that region was Edomite region, man, and so they became no more, and that's what the men of the East. That's the Asians, right? And we'll get to that though. You could look it up yourself, man. We hopefully, like, man, we're well-rounded, and we dig, man. We excavate ourselves, man. Glorified be your name, Abba. Now it says proclamation against Moab. Thus says Yahweh Elohim, because Moab and Seir say, look, the house of Judah is like all nations. Therefore, behold, I will clear the territory of Moab and of the cities of the frontier, in the glory of the country. Beth Shehoz, Baal, Meon, and Kirtajet. To the men of the east I will give it to as a possession, together with the Ammonites. See, that's why that they're the Oriental now, the east. That the Ammonites may not be remembered amongst the nations, and I will execute judgment upon Moab, and they shall know that I am Yahweh Elohim. Look, man, you could look up, man, on the Tyre mummies, man, in the Xiang desert. There were red hair mummies, man. Esau, man. Esau ruled all that region from the Caucasus. That was all Esau, man. What is Russia, Turkey, ancient China, Japan, all that. And seeing when we made that big pilgrimage, we went eastbound, man. We went the long route. That's why it took 40 fucking years to get to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? And just look it up, man. They found red-head mummies and all their ancient kings, just like in Ammon, just like Ammon, Japan, were Edomites, man. Asian, Caucasian, man, and that's why they're all sun worshiping, fucking heathen Edomites, man. Same philosophy, reek of thought, man. Fucking different, man. And see, thing is also that we beefed it with all those motherfuckers, man. They enslaved us from time to time. You should read Chronicles and Chronicles 1 and 2 and Kings 1 and 2, man, and educate yourself, man, instead of being a dumbass Jake and just going by what this fucking devil tells you, man. He's got you thinking that Mashiach is a fucking cracker. That's how he gets down, man. Right? So just so you know, man, because we speak the truth here through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Now it says proclamation against Edom. See how he's counting shots on the roll? Because all these people are connected, man. Proclamation against Edom. Thus says Yahweh Elohim. because of what Edom did against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and has greatly offended my avenging itself on them. Therefore, thus says Yahweh Elohim, I will also stretch out my hand against Edom, cut off man and beast from it, and make it desolate from Teman. Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance on Edom by the hand of my people, Jeshurun, that they may do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know that my vengeance is full effect, says Yahweh Elohim. See, so pretty much that's why like even India, man, like the top tier in India is Edomite, white skin, man. That's why fucking Asian people have no problem with their daughters fucking the Edomite, but watch her be with a black Jake or brown Jake, man. They just own that bitch, but you shouldn't want to be with that heating ass hoe anyways, man. So let's proceed. It says proclamation against Philistia. That was Phoenicia, man. Phoenicia was an ancient port city, but it's they are the ancestors of Carthage, which is now modern day Tunisia, which is northern Africa. And thus says, so I'm gonna read real quick. Thus says Yahweh Elohim, because the Philistines dealt vengefully and took vengeance with a spiteful heart to destroy because of the old hatred. Therefore, thus says Yahweh Elohim, I will stretch out my hand against Philistine, and I will cut off the Cheretins and destroy the remnants of the seacoast, and I will execute great vengeance on them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am Yahweh Elohim when I lay my vengeance upon them. See, because all that, what it says here, the coast, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, when it says, I should stretch my hand and destroy the remnants of the coast, it's because that area right there by the Mediterranean on the northern side of northern Africa, it's what used to be called Levant. It was like a coastal area, like a coastal port area for many trades. And they also conspired, and they were close to the Holy Land, close to Israel. They bordered with them, so we beefed with the Southern Kingdom beefed with Phoenicians hella hard for a long time. And now here's the catch. Now chapter 26 says proclamation against Tyre. Now see, Esau is a fucking devil, man. He wants to make you seem that Tyre is like what I just say, former card. I mean, it's they want to make it seem Tyre is Carthage, but in reality, it's not, because Phoenicia is Carthage. See, what I'm saying? And why would he, do a proclamation against Tyre when he just, did a proclamation against Phoenicia, so it wasn't a Phoenician city, man. Tyre is what you know as in the books as Troy, man. Fucking devil lying piece of shit. And we're gonna prove it to you, right? Let's get edified. Chapter 26. And it came to pass in the 11th year, on the first day of the month, that the word of Yahweh Elohim came to me, saying, Son of man, because Tyre has said against Jerusalem, Aha, she is broken, who was the gateway of the peoples. Now she is turned over to me, I shall be filled, she is laid waste. Therefore thus says Yahweh Elohim, Behold, I am against you, O Tyre, and I will cause many nations to come up against you, as the sea causes its waves to come up. And they shall destroy the walls of Tyre and break down their towers. And I will also scrape her dust from her and make her like the top of rock. It shall be a place for spreading nets in the midst of the sea. For I have spoken, says Yahweh Elohim. It shall become plunder for the nations. Also her daughters' villages which are in the fields shall be slain by the sword. They shall know that I am the Lord. For thus says Yahweh Elohim, Behold, I will bring against Tyre from the north Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, king of kings, with horses, with chariots, and with horsemen, and with army, and many people. And he will slay the sword, your daughter's village in the fields. He will heap up siege mounds against you, build a wall against you, and raise a defense against you. He will direct his battalion against your walls, and with his axes he will break down your towers. Because of the abundance of his horses, their dust will cover you. Your walls will shake at the noise of horsemen, and the wagons, and the chariots, when they enter your gates, and the man enter the city that has been breached with the hooves of his horses. He will trample all your streets. He will slay your people by the sword, and your strong pillars will fall to the ground. They will plunder your riches and pillage your merchandise. They will break down your walls and destroy your pleasant houses. They lay your stones, your timber, and soil in the midst of the water. I will put an end to the sounds of your songs, and the sounds of the harp shall be heard no more. I will make you like the top of a rock. You shall be a place for spreading nets, and you shall never be rebuilt, for Yahweh Elohim has spoken. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. First of all, see, you know, that Troy, the Trojans, it's what it's modern day in the area where it's modern day Turkey, and see it's surrounded by many oceans, and see it can't be a Phoenician port because what is modern day what Phoenician became Carthage, and then Carthage is Tunisia now. There's only one ocean there, and that's the Mediterranean. But see where where um where Troy's at, that's where the fucking Roman piece of shit motherfuckers descended from. It's surrounded by many oceans, man. You know what I'm saying? It's surrounded by the Black Sea, by the Sea of Marmara, by the Aegean Sea, and by the Mediterranean Sea. See, that's many oceans, man. So see, Esau, you lying piece of shit, man. It don't apply. The book says that it's a coastal city surrounded by many oceans, and it says the high walls. And folklore even tells you that the city of Troy had high walls, man, and that's why it couldn't be breached. And it had pillars of ivory, man, which is like all these fucking sun worshiping devil motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? By the way, too, but we'll get to that in a chapter later. Who is known fact? Who was the patriot god of Troy? Apollyon, Apollo, which is what the sun, man. See, and they're and the Romans are descendants of them, and who they worship? The sun, man. Solis Invictus. See, fuck you, Esau, lying piece of shit. Now let's proceed. See, now it says, thus says Yahweh Elohim to Tyre, will the coastlands not shake at the sounds of your fall when the wounded cry, when the slaughter is made in the midst of you? Then all the princes of the sea will come down from their thrones, lay aside their robes, and take off their embroidered garments. They will clothe themselves with trembling. They will sit on the ground, tremble every moment, and be astonished. And they will take up a lamentation for you and say to you, oh, how you have perished, oh, one inhabited by seafaring men, a renowned city who was strong at sea, she and her inhabitants who caused terror to beat on all the inhabitants. Now the coastlands tremble on the day of your fall. Yes, the coastland by the sea are trembled at your departure. For thus says Yahweh Elohim, when I make you desolate city, like the cities that are not inhabited, when I bring the deep upon you, a great water cover you, then I will bring you down with those who descend into the pit, to the people of old, and I will make you dwell in the lowest parts of the earth, and place desolate from antiquity, with those who go down to the pit, so that you may never be inhabited, and they shall establish glory in the land of the living. And I will make you a terror, and you shall be no more. Thus says Yahweh Elohim. You will never be found again. Thus says the Most High. And it's true though, see, because the ancient Phoenicians, the ancient port city of Phoenicia, which later became Carthage, is now Tunisia. It's not plundered, but see that part in Turkey where Troy's at, it's plundered, it's gone, man. And you could just do your own homework, man. Round it up, and you'll see that it just don't add up. The lie, just like what I try to tell you, is the gutter rats are the people. He said he's born in lie. That's all he can do. He don't know any better, man. He can't do any better. See, and see the thing is also too that the Romans descended from the Trojans, man, and they've always worshipped the sun, man. And you know what I'm saying? So they plundered, man. There is no more Troy, man. But in due time, man, we'll get to it, man. This book is secret come hella hard, man. And every chapter you're gonna see that everything is revealed to you, man. So now let's go to chapter 27, Lamentation for Tyre, aka Troy. The word of Yahweh Elohim came again to me, saying, now, son of man, take up a lamentation for Tyre, for Troy, and say to Tyre, you who are situated at the entrance of the sea. Once again, man, it's in that part, man. It's called Asia Minor, right there, modern day Turkey, where, like I said, 4 oceans. See, all these oceans are there, because it says here, look, you were situated at the entrance of the seas, merchants of peoples on many coastlands. From thus says Yahweh, O Tyre, you have said, I am perfect in beauty. Your borders are in the midst of seas, see, and builders have perfected your beauty. They made all your planks of fir trees from Sinir, and they took cedars from Lebanon to make you a mast. Of oaks from Bashan they made your oars. The company of Asherets have inlaid your planks with ivory from the coast of Cyprus. Fine embroidered linen from Egypt was that you spread for your sails. Blue and purple from the coast of Elysia was your cover. Yeah, see, they had ivory. They had pillars of ivory, like kind of like similar to like the Greeks and every sun worshiping fucking nation, man. Fucking Edomite, man. They also do the a mast. It's a pole, man. They always do those obliques, man. They got their own pagan rituals, man. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And the borders are in the midst of the seas, man. And see what they try to tell you that Tyre, it was an ancient Phoenician port. It doesn't add up with scripture because before he did a proclamation against Tyre, he did a proclamation against Phoenicia. And Phoenicia later on became a Carthage, and then Carthage became what's modern day Tunisia. And there's only one ocean there, and that's the Mediterranean. But see where ancient Troy is at, which is Tyre. There's four, like I mentioned, four oceans, and it says here, you were in the entrance of many seas. You know what I'm saying? See, your borders are in the midst of the seas. Exactly. What seas? How many? Black Sea, Sea of Marmara, Aegean Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea, man. So there you go. Now you know what Troy was. It says, in having a Sidon army were your oarsmen, your wise men, O Tyre, were in you. They became your pilots, elders of Gebel and his wise men, were in you to caulk your sins, all the ships of the sea, and the oarsmen were in you to mark your merchants. Those from Persia, Lydia, and Libya were in your army as men of war. They hung shields and helmets in you. They gave splendors to you. Men of Arvin with your armies were on your walls and all around, and the men of Gamat were in your towers. They hung their shields on your walls all around. They made your beauty perfect. Yeah, man, it was you could look it up, man. It was known for high walls and ivory pillars, and look, man, these Edomite kingdoms, man, like what is modern day, like Italy, Germany, all these fuckers, France, they've all taken turns fighting with each other, but at the end of the day, they'll always unite because they're the same fucking people, man. Why you think that they've had their wars, man? Because that's how they get down, man. Now look, Tarshish was your merchant because of your many luxury goods. They gave you silver, iron, tin, lead for your goods. See, Tarshish is modern day Spain, which is close to where Asia Minor were. Modern day Turkey's that where Troy used to be. Javan, that's Greeks. Tubal and Meshes were your traders. They bartered in humans' lives and vessels of bronze for your merchants. Those from the house of Togram traded for your wares with horses, steeds, and mules. The men of Dedan were your traders. Many isles were the market of your hand. They brought you ivory, trust, and ebony as payment. Syria was your merchant because of the abundance of goods you made. They gave you for your wares emeralds, purple, emeralds, fine linen, corals, rubies. Judah and the land of Jasharada were your traders. They traded for your merchants wheat of millet, honey, oil, and balm. Damascus was your merchant because of the abundance of goods you made because of your many luxury items, with the wine of Helbon and with the white wool. Dan and Javan, which is Denmark, and Javan, which is Greece, and you could throw in the Netherlands there too for your wares. Traversed back and forth, brought iron. Cassie and Cain were amongst the merchants. Dedan was your merchant with sackcloth for riding. Arabia and all the princes of Kedar were your regular merchants. They traded with you in lambs, rams, and goats. The merchants of Sheba and Ramah were your merchants. They traded for your wares, the choice of spices, all kinds of precious stones and gold. Haran, Canaan, Eden, and the merchants of Sheba, Assyria, and Kildon were your merchants. These were your merchants in choice items, in purple cloths and embroidered garments, in the chests of multiple colors, paralleled in sturdy woven cords, which were marking. The ships of Tarshish were your carriers of merchants. You were filled and very glorious in the midst of the seas. Okay, I'm gonna pause there for a minute before we're done. Basically, man, it was a luxurious city. It was rich. You know what I'm saying? They were known for, they were right there in the center of the coast. They were known for, like I said, for many artifacts and everything. And just like modern day Italy, man, because, the Romans, the Italians, they descended from the Trojans. And Italy's known for what? For designer brand shit. Gucci, Versace, you know what I'm saying? For pillars of ivory and all these places like Venice and all they like all that Masonic, all that fucking, artistic looking shit, man. So, just add it up, man. And you'll see, And the ships, and let's proceed. Your ornaments brought you into many waters, but the east wind broke you in the midst of the seas. Your riches, wares, and merchandise, your mariners and pilots, your caulkers and merchandise, are your men of war who are in you, and the entire company which is in your midst will fall into the midst of the sea in the day of your ruin. The common land will shake on the sounds of the cry of your pilots. All who handle the oar, the mariners, and all the pilots of the sea will come down from the ships and stand on the shore. They will make their voice heard because of you, and they will cry bitterly and cast dust on their heads. They will roll about in ashes. They will shave themselves completely bald because of it, gird themselves with sackcloth and weep for you, with bitterness of heart and bitterness of wailing, and the wailing for you. They will take up a lamentation and a lamentation for you. What city is like Tyre, destroyed in the midst of the city, when your wares went out by your sea, you satisfied many people. You enriched the kings of the earth with your many luxury goods and your merchandise, but you are broken by the sea and the depths of the waters. Your merchandise and the entire company will fall in your midst. All the inhabitants of the isles will be astonished at you. The kings will be greatly afraid, and their countenance will be troubled. The merchant among the peoples will hiss at you. You will become a horror, and you will be no more forever. Yeah, Troy's gone forever. You know what I'm saying? And it's true, because why you think you have all these folklore, all these songs and all this shit about Troy, man? You know what I'm saying? Because they do lament it, man. It was a luxurious city, you know what I'm saying? Or else it wouldn't be in folklore. You don't hear nothing about the Phoenician port city like that, man. So don't ever listen to what Issa gotta say, man, because he's full of shit, man. And that's it, man. You know, for the 3 chapters for today, man. You know, hope it was edifying, and, you know, do your own homework and put the pieces together, and you'll see that, you know, we don't bullshit, man. You know? And on that note, man, shalom.